vets, I just wanted to hop on and record this workshop for those students that were not able to make it. This is for all of you who are looking to get a little bit more organized, get a little bit more kind of scheduled for those students or any veterans who are working from home or have their kids at home 24/7 and are trying to get things done. So these are just a little of the tips and tricks that we have come up with that have proven to work. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope to not take up too much of your time. Okay, so this is kind of just our agenda that we plan on going through, is just on honestly being completely honest about how you feel about everything going on. Self-discipline, staying on task, getting a routine, expectations, tips to engage, communication, work and school space, technology, juggling it all, and then the difference between antisocial and asocial. So this was part of just kind of talking. You can talk amongst yourself, talk with people that are around you within your quarantined area or anybody over the phone. Or if you need somebody to talk to, I mean, we're here as well. So just honestly be open about how you feel about everything that's going on. I know for me, it's a little bit of brand new, especially having my kids at home and working from home, trying to juggle it all and keep that balance. So just be honest. If it makes it easier for you to write it all down and kind of get it out, go ahead and do that. What are some of the things that you are most worried about working from home? And then how are you keeping it all together now? Like, how are you juggling it? Do you feel like you've been doing it pretty well? Then awesome. For me, most worried about is honestly staying occupied for work and then also being able to be there for my children, because I know that they're doing virtual school at the same time that I have Zoom meetings, and I'm in and out of Zoom meetings all day, or I'm working with students. So it's just all about trying to strike that balance. So this slide, it's one of my favorite quotes from Will Smith. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. You do that every single day, and soon you will have a wall. So for my take on this, it's you take every day as it comes. I mean, you can prepare as much as you can, but you have to take every single day. And if what we're going through right now isn't a perfect example of not ever being able to predict what's going to happen. So every single day you work at whatever your goals are. You do a little step every day, and eventually you'll get there. So I hope that this one helps you out a little bit. So this slide is all about self-discipline. Extremely important, especially working from home and juggling a bunch of different things, especially if you're in school, if you are getting ready to attend school, if you're trying to figure out how you're going to juggle everything in your life. This is a perfect video, and we're going to watch this real quick. If it works. Come on. Or not. So it doesn't look like it's going to work, but I would definitely view this one on your own. This is an amazing, quick little 4-minute video of Will Smith, and some of the things that he says about self-discipline is perfect. I mean, it's right on the money, especially with us veterans in the way that we work. We know self-motivation, we know self-discipline, and even though we've been out, if you've been out of the military for a month, or if you've been out of the military for like me 10+ years, then it's something that it just might be something that you have to relearn in your own way in that civilian life. But go watch that. I'm sorry it didn't work. Routine in your daily life. Routine is key. That is what helps me out every single day while I'm working at home, while my kids are going to school at home. So routine is very much key. And for me, it takes it writing it out. So take that quick little 5 minutes it's going to take for you to lay out exactly what you plan on doing every day, from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed. Or if you only want to deal with the routine during your work hours or your school hours, do that. Just lay it out from the time you want it to start to the time you want to end, and then every single step along the way. So the key to sticking to a routine is, first, you have to keep a schedule. Have, like I said before, have specific times that you have everything planned for the day. A time to wake up, eat lunch, take breaks, end your day, and anything else that you have in between. If you have schoolwork, if you have your kids have virtual school, anything like that, then take that and put that all in the schedule. 2 is keep to your norm. If you usually meet up with friends once a week, keep doing it, but just do it from a Zoom, do it from FaceTime, do it from just a phone call, okay? But keep that routine as much as possible. Keep your lunch hour the same if that works for you. Take your breaks normally if you have those specific times. Try and keep it as normal as possible. If you wake up at a certain time, if you go to bed at a certain time, if that continues to work for you, do that. Next is adjust. So not everything is going to be able to be kept to a norm. So you have to be able to be adjustable. You'll have abnormal days with your kids being at home, or if you are working from home, like I said, write out a plan, but give yourself time to adjust. I am 3 weeks in, I believe, around there, and I'm still adjusting. I'm still adjusting to my kids' schedule. I'm still adjusting to working from home. Making sure I eat lunch because I tend to not do that. Making sure I'm drinking enough water, that type of stuff. And don't feel bad when you don't have a perfect day. I mean, I have not had a perfect day yet. So give yourself time to adjust. Be open with people. If you're having problems, if you're having trouble with working from home, if you're feeling any kind of emotion that you're uncomfortable with, then be open about it. If you're having trouble working from home, don't be afraid to talk to your boss. Don't be afraid to talk to a coworker about how you can adjust. If you need help, don't wait. Make sure you address it quickly so that they're not thinking that you're procrastinating or you're not doing anything. Make sure you are doing as much as you can and then reaching out if you need help. Okay, so make sure you are helping yourself as much as possible. Calendars. So for me, calendar use is crucial. I have to have a calendar, and I am a weird one because I need a digital and a paper. So I have a digital calendar because everything that we put into our Outlook calendar, which is what we use for work, goes to everybody. I share my calendar with all of my staff. So they all are able to see what I have, if I have anything coming up, if I'm on a meeting and that's the reason I'm not answering my phone, then they have access to that. But then I use a paper one because for me, I have to write it down. I do not have a very good memory, thanks to an unfortunate TBI, and I have to write it down. I have to have it in more than one place. So that works for me, but everybody has their personal preference. If you do not like to have papers and you're a total digital person, use that. If you're the opposite, you're not a digital person at all and you like paper, use that. It's all about what works best for you. So make sure you're doing that and keeping track of everything from due dates to dates you start projects and that type of thing. Keep yourself as organized as possible. Set start times and end times. So when working from home, it's very important to set boundaries. You need to have a time when you start work. You need to have a set time that you trying to achieve every single day. So my set work time is I try and achieve to be at my desk by 8 o'clock every morning. Sometimes that works out, sometimes that does not. But again, I'm flexible. So then, it's less breaks during the day or, trying to get through my to-do list every single day. It's easy to do personal jobs on work time and work jobs on personal time. So it's very easy to do that, especially when you're working from home. So again, within your routine, make sure you have a specific start time and a specific time to end. Also, within your day, set transitions. A lot of the things that have been pointed out to us through a lot of the other ASU coordinators is that transitions are awesome. I mean, take your time. If you are staring at your computer and like bending over, go take a break and go sit on your couch or go stretch off to the side. Go take a walk around the block. You tend to be a little bit more, I know it's unusual to do that during your workday if you're not used to doing that, but it gives your body enough chance to kind of wake up again. And for me, that helps out. Usually I take a break, I'll go see what my kids are doing. We might go outside in the backyard and I might watch them. We might go out in the front and I might watch them for 10 minutes to ride their bikes. Gets them outside, gets me outside, and gets my brain fresh to rework. Again, take breaks away from your computer. job-related activities, get up, walk around, talk with your spouse, your kids. Make sure you eat lunch. That's my problem. Make sure you drink water. That's another problem I have. When I get up, I tend to grab coffee because it's right there. And I feel like I like my coffee at home better than I like buying coffee. So I tend to drink that all day. And the next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock and I've drank 7 cups of coffee, but I haven't had any water. So try and make sure you're getting that water in. And have a specific end time. For me, sometimes I find myself working past 5. Now, normally, if I'm at work, I don't do that. But because I'm at home and it's right here, I tend to keep on going. So what I've done is I've set a schedule. My kids know when it's 5 o'clock. So our new schedule is they come in here at 5 o'clock. They're not allowed to before, but 5 o'clock they both come in here, and then we go outside and we ride bikes. Or we go draw sidewalk chalk. So have some sort of transition. If you have to set an alarm, set an alarm. But do something that allows you to know, hey, it's my end time. I'm done working for the day. Next. Realistic expectations. This is one of my huge downfalls. I set myself up to do more than I actually believe I can. So try and keep your expectations real. When you're making your schedule, if you don't have to commute anymore, then like for me, I don't have to commute anymore. So I don't need to wake up at 4:35. To be out of the house by 6:37, to be at my kid's school, then to be at work by 8:30. So set yourself up. If you don't have to drive, that for me, that cuts off an hour and a half of my commute, or between an hour to an hour and a half. So I get to wake up at 7 o'clock to be ready by 8 to, have my kids ready and stuff like that. So it definitely gives me plenty more time to sleep in. So give yourself and be honest with yourself about how long it actually takes you to get ready, how long, maybe you want a little bit extra time in the morning. So maybe you do continue to wake up at that same time. And then for me, my kids won't wake up until probably about 8:39. So I get a little bit more quiet time in my morning. So again, allow yourself that time if that's what you want. Allow and be okay with changes and adjustments. If you have kids or roommates, it's a big one too, at home during the day, then have a talk with them if they are old enough and let them know your expectations. For me, if my door is closed in my office, my kids are not allowed to come in. They know. If my door is wide open, that means I'm not on a meeting, and they feel free to come in, go as they need if for schoolwork or something like that. So whoever is around you during the day, give them expectations about what each thing means. If a sign on the door or if a door closed, that type of thing. Have a dedicated space for work. Know that when you are in this space, you are on the clock, and when you leave it, you are off the clock. Now, not everybody has an office. Not everybody has a dedicated available space, but make yourself one. Even if it's a space on the floor in this one corner, this is where you're going to work. If it's at your kitchen table, then make sure that, you're away from distractions. I know for me, having a TV around is a big distraction. So I'll just keep watching and I won't do work. So I no longer have a TV in my office. I'll put the music on, but I won't do anything else. So make sure your space is for work, for school, for whatever you plan on doing for that day. Okay, give yourself enough of that, those boundaries. Is if you're within the space, you're working. If you're not in the space, you're not working. So do what you have to do. And then again, ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid. I know veterans, we tend to have a very hard time asking for help. I know I get this all the time that, if you would have called me, I would have helped you, but I don't like to. But when it comes to things like this, when you can't really go out, when you can't really find the things that you want to find, then reach out. We're here VUB. It doesn't matter what it is. If you message us, we're more than likely going to know we're either going to do it, know somebody that can do it, or we can reach out and we know the resources to touch too. So just give us a call. We're here for you all the time. Unfortunately, we're never sleep. Just kidding. How to engage when you are social distancing alone. Well, if this smiling face guy here doesn't say it all, we do a lot of things on the computer. So how to engage, set up fun Zoom meetings. I think Dante and I got on with the other trio coordinators the other night and we had a happy hour. I have a Zoom meeting tonight with some of my girlfriends and we are going to have Taco Tuesday and Margarita night. I'm going to have wine, but Margarita night. So it's all the things, like just fun things. Set it up, reach out. meet online gaming systems. Check out our PlayStation meetup. Dante's in charge of a PlayStation meetup. If you want to do Xbox, we have Xboxes. Oh, I have an Xbox. We can coordinate something like that as well. But get on, play with other people that you know, or reach out to them. There's a bunch of different new apps that are available. I think it's, I know I found one not too long ago, which I don't know where my phone's at, but I know there's one called like House Party. We can gather something up like that. They now have group texts, group snaps, social media, virtual group studies, time with family, time for yourself. They also we have UB workshops such as this, where we can all get into a Zoom meeting and literally click on the link, that's all. They have Netflix Party as well. You play it on your computer, and it's like a quick little download to your Google Chrome. It's just another one of those little Google Chrome apps. And you can watch the same show, movie at the same time and chat about it. I mean, I know these are kind of like the little things, but it's the little things that keep us going. Especially if you live alone, you need that little bit of communication, a little bit of outreach. And even if it's something as simple as all of us watching The Office at the same time, because I mean, I watch The Office all the time. So just let me know. I can send out a Google Netflix Party invitation to watch The Office with me, and we can chat about our favorite episodes. I'm down for it. I mean, it's always on my TV or my computer at one point or another. So, I mean, we can share shows, and we can keep it going. We can be there for each other. Communication, keep the lines open. Again, technology can make communicating with others easier. Sometimes, not always. Email. You're getting a lot of emails from us, more than likely, because that's one of our biggest avenues, especially when we don't have the phones from the office. I mean, we're working on it, but it's not looking very good right now. Instant message. Now, this is old school, but they still have this around. You can actually do this in Gmail and in Outlook. And it's just a simple way of being able to message each other, kind of like it was without phones. Social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have Facebook, we have Instagram. I think we have Twitter. I'm not sure. I'm not a big Twitter person. I don't understand about it, but I'm a big Instagram person, and Facebook occasionally. Texting, keep up to date with all this that you care about. Text them. You have our text number. We actually have access to that one, so you can text us if you have questions, and we try and keep up on that daily. And then phone calls. And phone calls are not my favorite form of communication, weirdly, even though I love to talk. But I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm inconveniencing people when I'm on the phone talking to them. But texting, I actually kind of weirdly like FaceTime better or Zoom better. But yeah, I mean, reach out. There's so many different ways of communicating, and whatever your favorite use of communicating is, let us know, and we'll help you out and make sure we reach out to you in that way. So this is another part of finding your workspace. There's different options. You got your office. If you have a separate room in your house, whether it is an office, whether you can set it up as a temporary one, whether it's your bedroom, a guest room, someplace where you can close the door and have your own space. You might not even be able to close the door, but that's okay. Kitchen table. And then if you have a kitchen counter, I mean, sometimes I do a lot of my work from there because it's convenient. It's the middle of the house. I don't feel so alone. So you have all these kind of different, and there are obviously way more than that, but you have all these different options in your house. Reliable. So don't forget, make sure that you have that reliable computer, tablet that's functional and charged. Make sure you charge it every night if you can remember. Try and make sure your internet is as reliable as possible. If you're having trouble with internet, there are so many companies right now that are giving not just veterans, but anybody dealing with this virus, a pretty good deal on internet, from the first month free to only $10 a month. So if you have questions about that, reach out. I think we did send an email earlier, but we can always resend it. And then we have the antisocial versus asocial. I know this is a big, not very many people know the difference. So asocial, they can appreciate society but maintain the lack of motivation to engage in social interaction, or preference for social solitary activities but still interacts occasionally. So they're not so much They're just more of like, they really don't know how to interact. They want to, they still have the drive to, and they occasionally do, but they really don't, they lack the motivation. Sometimes they might not even know how really to interact. Whereas antisocial, which is what we usually use when we're talking about this, is generally people who don't like others. They're hateful, scornful nature instead of being warm and loving for others. They're more likely to display behavior that harms and having a lack of consideration for a well-being for others. They hate society. This is people who legitimately go out of their way to not be around other people because they just don't like other people other than their set of group of people. So most time we are more asocial than antisocial. Whereas veterans, we have our select group of people. It's not like we hate other people. It's more of just we don't know how to interact with people who don't know how to interact with us. So when we're doing this, we don't want you to be antisocial. We want you to be, if you're asocial, I mean, that's your preference. But we want you to still have as many avenues and opportunities to reach out to other people, to other veterans as possible. We're working on that as much as we can, and we are trying to keep the lines of communication open between veterans and us, as well as giving you guys the information that you're going to need for help for any kind of other resources that you need. So please reach out to us if you haven't already. But don't forget, one of the most important things about working from home or schooling from home or just being home is to stay organized and stay calm. We're here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out through email, through social media, through text message. If you get a phone call and you call our office, it does get to us. It comes in, you leave a voicemail and it does come to our emails. So you can continue to do that. But the best way is to email us, to text us. Just keep communication open. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. We have a ton of people that are working constantly every single day. There's open tutoring hours. There's open coordinator hours for me and Dante. There are times when, even if you just need a one-on-one with a Zoom meeting, reach out. We will hop on at whatever time is convenient for you, as long as we don't have another meeting scheduled during that time. And we're here for you. So I hope this helped you out. I hope if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. And I hope to see more people live on our next workshop. See you later.